Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Amit Hiray from National Institute of Construction Management and Research, Pune, India. The paper I'm going to present today has been jointly authored by me and my colleague from the same institute, Dr. Kirti Rajhans. And the title of our paper is Exploring Advaita, an Ancient Indian Doctrine of Collective Consciousness as an Essential Aspect of Spiritual Leadership. So at the outset, I would like to present the agenda of my presentation. I would like to begin with the objectives of the study. Then I will briefly speak on the concept of Advaita consciousness. Then we will discuss the relationship between Advaita consciousness, emotional intelligence, and spiritual leadership. Based on our study and on our comprehensive literature review, we have proposed a new model of spiritual leadership, which I would like to describe here. And my conclusion comprises general and managerial implications of the study. So let me share the objectives of the study with you all. We have carried out a comprehensive review of the Advaita philosophy, the nature of consciousness, the role of meditation in fostering Advaita experience from the perspectives of ancient and modern scholars. We have also tried to explore the relationship between Advaita consciousness and the modern concepts of emotional intelligence and spiritual leadership. And we are proposing a new model of spiritual leadership, adding meditation-based Advaita consciousness as a preliminary step for self-awareness. So Advaita consciousness refers to collective consciousness. We all know that Advaita is the oldest school of Vedanta. It dates back to many centuries before Adi Shankaracharya revived and popularized it. So Advaita refers to the oneness of everything. It advocates the doctrine of non-duality and interconnectedness of everything. In Advaita consciousness, the individual Atman becomes one with the universal Brahman. And I would like to quote Dodge, who calls it the most widely accepted system of thought among the philosophers of India, and it is one of the greatest philosophical achievements to be found in the East or the West. Now, how this Advaita consciousness or collective consciousness relates to the modern concepts of emotional intelligence and spiritual leadership. Let us discuss. Before I discuss Goleman's model of emotional intelligence, I would like to say that leadership is one of the prominent areas of management research today. And we all know that there have been many theories propounded since 1960s pertaining to leadership. But all modern leadership experts like Daniel Goleman, John Adair, John Maxwell, and even Louis Fry agree that leadership is all about influencing people positively. It's about inspiring people, motivating them, guiding them, and developing them. And this requires leaders to observe a strong interpersonal sensitivity. They are supposed to observe emotional and cognitive empathy. So the 21st century leaders need to be empathetic leaders, or they need to be spiritual leaders. We see a strong relationship between emotional intelligence and spiritual leadership, because the whole model of spiritual leadership is based on the model of emotional intelligence. Goleman speaks about self-awareness as the first prerequisite for empathetic leaders. Leaders should be able to understand their own feelings and emotions. They should be able to handle their own feelings and emotions well. They should be able to understand others' feelings and emotions, and they should be able to build good and healthy relations with the people around them if they wish to influence them positively for achieving organizational goals and also life satisfaction. The theory of spiritual leadership empirically propounds that there is a strong relationship between spiritual values, practices, and leadership effectiveness. According to Krieger and Seng, the theory of spiritual leadership defines spirituality as the search for self-transcendence and the feeling of interconnectedness with everything in the universe. So this interconnectedness also relates to the Advaita philosophy or the Advaita consciousness, which we call collective consciousness. So emotional intelligence or spiritual leadership appear to be strongly related to the experience of Advaita consciousness. Now, here is our new model of spiritual leadership. we are proposing the intervention of meditation-induced Advaita consciousness for elevating or enhancing self-awareness and a peaceful inner life and mindfulness among leaders, because self-awareness and self-management are the prerequisite for spiritual leadership. Now, the question is how self-awareness can be enhanced. There are various ways by which self-awareness can be enhanced, like self-assessment or introspection can also help. But the knowledge of Advaita consciousness, knowledge of meditation techniques, and regular practice of meditation, research proves that the regular practice of meditation certainly elevates one's consciousness, one's self-awareness. And from there, it can lead to social awareness or relationship management, which creates a sense of calling and membership among the team members, which culminates eventually in organizational commitment and productivity and life satisfaction among the leaders and their team members. So based on our study, we are drawing the following major conclusions. Advaita consciousness is fostered by meditation, wherein one can experience interconnectedness as prescribed in the models of spiritual leadership and emotional intelligence. The vital aspects of spiritual leadership, such as vision, hope, and faith, and altruistic love, can be nurtured through the meditation-driven Advaita consciousness. The knowledge, awareness, and practice of Advaita through meditation can enable individuals to elevate their consciousness and thereby practice of spiritual leadership efficiently. The ideal of interconnectedness experienced through the Advaita consciousness, realized through meditation, can help form more cohesive and interconnected teams. And lastly, the dissemination of the right techniques of meditation and knowledge of Advaita consciousness during employee training programs can support an effective development of spiritual leadership. So with this, I conclude my presentation. I thank you all for your attention, and I look forward to interacting with you all. Thank you so much, everyone.